Well, you join us at A12 Lakes, right next to the A12, as you can probably hear, the very first of our day ticket fishing. Now it's early March, the nights have been about -2 and the days are going up to 10 degrees. So the obvious start point is zigs, but we're going to fish 24 hours, see what we can catch and see what methods work best. We could have had better weather, but we're going to do our best and hopefully put a few fish on the bank to show you. Put a bit of bait in, and it's a mix of pellet, maggot and 10mm cell. And this time of year you have to be careful because sometimes less is more. You can easily overfeed them. Even though it's feeling nice outside, the water has always got a big lag and is cold. But I'm going to put a bit out. I'm probably going to put about 8 sort of medium spoms scattered around an area and put 2 rods on it. And I'm starting with one with a Ronnie with 10 maggots tied off the back of a pop-up. And the other one I'm going to put out on a solid bag. The third rod I'm going to roam around on a zig, going up and down in the levels. So we'll see which one produces the fish, and then we'll maybe move 2 rods onto that method. So there's a few fish in the edge here, so what I'm going to do is just drop a rig down there. It's quite choddy, a lot of leaves and things, so I've got a helicopter rig and the Ronnie rig that I showed you how to tie on the last rig video. So I'm going to drop that in with a little handful of pellet over the top, see if we can't nick one out the edge. Oh, I've got a bite. Yeah, on that other rod. I think it come off. It's a pain. Might be in the trailer that, you know. I know it is. Ah, he's still on. Well, you're rolling, Ross. Well, I just stuck a solid bag on some fish that were bubbling up, literally as we're setting up, and yeah, it's gone off. So Just goes to show while you're getting your bivvy set up and that, if you think you're in the right area, solid bag on top of their heads can be the one. And yeah, it's worked. And I saw these fish fizzing up just as I came in with the barra. See 3 or 4 fish fizzing in an area, so plonk that on their head. Yeah, and it's paid off. £27. Bigger than I thought. Well, there you go. Really quick bite, £27 mirror, and absolutely stunning from cutting A12 Lakes. So fishing day tickets is not normally my thing, but catching carp is catching carp. So we're going to go from venue to venue, different types of lakes, trying to catch fish all over the place, and this is a great start. £26.5. Good size. Well, Ross just popped up the shop to get us a meal deal, and I've moved a zig. I put it 8 inches below the surface and it went within 10 minutes. This fish, £26. Big old fins on it. Massive fins, but yeah, it did scrap. Massive old fins, and another one. And we've only been here about 4 hours, so things are going really good. And you never know, there's some real lumps in this lake. Hopefully, with 20 hours to still go, we might bump into one of them. Happy days. Well, barbless hooks, so they come out really easy. But you can see there, just a little pink pop up, 7 or 8 maggots off the back of it, and that was lowered in front of them fish. He's only a little one, it's probably about 15, 16 pounds, so I'm going to let him go straight away. But yeah, that'll do. Nice little common, he's really clumped him, I'm going to let him go straight away. Okay, so there's still a few fish about here, but they've definitely cleared off a little bit. So we probably started fishing properly at around 12 o'clock. It's now 3 o'clock, so in 3 hours we've had the first one on the solid bag, the second one on the zig, and the third one out the edge on a Ronnie. Now I know that all sounds quite confusing, but what I want to say to you is that solid bag is really good for quickly getting a rod on the spot and presenting bait. The zig, we could see him on the drone because Ross had the drone up filming the lake, so it would be silly to ignore that they were near the surface. I already had a zig out, but I brought it up higher, done us a fish, then saw him in the edge, moved around there, put a rod on him, and we had the little common. So we're 3 hours in. Hopefully there's going to be a few more bites and Ross don't have to pop up the shop anymore. This one's a little bit more lively. Fish have been super lethargic today. So I think even though it's been really warm, the nights are dropping down so cold, fish are still quite dormant. And they've been coming in really easy, but this one's actually putting up a bit of a scrap. I don't think he's very big, but it's got the scrapping. Nice little mirror. Really woke up, and that rod has probably been in the water less than 10 minutes. I walked around there, see a few fish cruising up and down, and just dropped it over there. And that definitely seems to be the way on here. If you can see them, get a rod on them. There we go. Nice looking mirror. That'll do. Right. £23. Turn that over. Well, our 4th fish of the day, and third 23 pounds. And yeah, they're a great average weight here at Cutton, and again, on the Ronnie rig with the maggots on the back. It's going well. We're coming into the evening. I'm going to have to cook Ross some dinner now, otherwise he might turn on me. So I'm going to get this fella back, get the rod back in the water and get the dinner on. Drop back on that one, straight to the floor. And I know there's a few carp on that margin, so when I pick the rod up, I try and keep it to the side and just guide the fish out of the swim. That way, when you hook the carp, it ain't being pulled to the surface, it's being pulled away from the other fish, so it's less likely to spook them than having the rod bolt upright in the air. And there's definitely a really big group of fish along that tree line over there. Every time we get the rod out, it ain't out for long and it goes. Now you can probably see the back lead bouncing off my line. And the reason I'm using back leads is I'm down one end of the lake, basically in a corner, and if I had 3 tight lines going out across the lake, it could easily spook fish out of the area. So if I use back leads, it's keeping the line pressure sort of out the way and along the bottom, so the fish are not going to spook so easy. There we go. Another one to the Ronnie. Seems to be the one at the moment, the Ronnie with the maggots on the back of it. And there's another one, about maybe another 20 pounder. So probably another 20 pounder that. I'm just going to let him go, because hopefully we keep catching him at this rate, won't be long before we get a much better fish. Well, literally coming one after another out there now. Another 20 pounder, probably, I don't know, 19, 20 pounds. I'm not going to weigh him. I'm going to get him straight back and try and catch a bigger one. There you go. Get this one in and that one in. Now I'm leaving the rods in so I can make dinner. one feels a bit heavier actually. This could be our 30. And they're topping all over the place out there. Well, I don't think it's massive. Well, we've had a run of 18 to 20 pound commons. We go. Carnage. Dripping on them two. Well, a couple of commons there. Probably around 22 and 20 pound. So a couple of nice 20s there. We're just coming into night time. I'm not going to get them out. I'm going to let them go. And I'm going to leave the rods in for 5 minutes and do us some dinner. Then I'll get them back out after dinner and we will carry on the pursuit of a much larger fish. But we're probably on about 6 or 7 20 pounders today. And bearing in mind it's been like -2 every night, but warm in the days. It's really good fishing for this time of year. Well, last night, as the weather report said, it actually drops to -2. It was freezing. Poor old Ross nearly froze to death in the bivvy behind me. But I reeled in at one point. We had a brace of 20 pound commons. We've probably had 8 fish now, 5 20s. And I reeled in so I could cook us dinner, put the rods back out in the dark, and they didn't go again, which didn't surprise me with the drop in temperature, but it's warming up nicely this morning now. I've got the rods back out, so we've got till about mid-afternoon. Hopefully we'll get another fish, and we'll talk a little bit about the bait and presentation as well, but for now I'm going to get the kettle back on and warm up.
Ross said it's the coldest night of his life. How you feeling, Ross? I think I'm ill. Look at it. Condensation frozen. Yeah, it's cold a little bit. You love filming, don't you? Of course you hate it. I hate it.
Okay, so I'm using a really simple mix for this session. still keeping maggot in because it is like -2 at night, still winter, but I'm starting off with a bit of response pellet, and I'm literally using a scoop, that is it, because bearing in mind the fish still ain't eating a lot, water's still freezing, another scoop of maggots on top of that, and then a very small scoop of 10mm cell. I put all them in there. Then what I do is I add a bit of lake water and I let that rest for about 10 minutes. Reason being, the pellet, that response pellet, breaks down nice and quickly, so it becomes very fine. So I've got things going up and down in the water column, pulling the fish down. I've got the 10mm cell, what carp don't love cell. Then we've got the maggots for a bit of natural attraction. So we've had a few fish this session and on varying tactics, from zigs to actually stalking one out the edge. But most of the bites have come to the faithful Ronnie rig, a little pink pop-up, and on this one about 8 or 9 maggots on top. And that has done us the most bites on this session. That's with a 25 Camo X hook link. So it's a supple hook link onto a size 6 medium curve. And then you've just got a little hook bead holding the bait on there. But yes, worked well this session. If I was coming back, that would definitely be my go-to tactic on all 3 rods. And if you're wondering how I tie this Ronnie rig, there's a link in the description showing me tying this Ronnie rig as I use it that you can copy. Just dropped a rod in the edge in the next swim up because I thought it looked a bit cloudy, and the rod down there's gone. So I've got one down there and I've popped up here and I've got one here. So there we go. Only a little one, but do. There we go. Well, what a lovely way to finish our session here at A12 Lakes. We've had a lot of fun, 10 fish on the bank, at least over half of them have been 20s. And yeah, we've looked at a few different methods and how to fish this lake. It was -2 last night, so I dread to think if you came here in the summer, you'd have an absolute haul. But if you fancy coming down here for a session, just go online to Swim Booker. You can book a swim down here, and the lake is absolutely full of 20s and 30s. This is probably one of the smaller fish we've caught, with over half of them being 20 to 25 pound. But we've had great fun, and no doubt at some point we'll come back. Where's my net? I did bring it back. Oh, it's up against that tree. My net's over on that tree, Ross. Do you reckon you could grab it? All right, mate. Well, I'm having a slow pack down, and yeah, the rod's gone twice. They definitely get in the margins later in the day here. The morning was really slow, probably because of the hard frost. And I think as that sun gets up, they move into the edges and start feeding. So the rods in the middle of the lake ain't really done a thing. It's all been the margins. So If you're coming down to Cutton, bear in mind that the margins have been very good. And it hasn't dropped the lead, which is brilliant because it means I haven't lost £1.50. There we go. In you come, love. And that is a nice fish. Decent fish, that one. Yeah, we'll love the carp. Well, we're just packing up and the last remaining rod has gone and we've gone and had the biggest fish of the session. Scraped £30 and an absolute corker. We was hoping to get one of these, so we ended up on 11 fish in 24 hours. The average stamp of fish here has been quite unbelievable for a day ticket. And yeah, I did do an out with the last fish, but if you're looking for a decent day ticket in Essex, not far from Chelmsford, look no further than Cutton Lakes at the A12.